Hi kids, it's Miss New. Are you guys ready for your review? Because I am. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you haven't done so already, you guys need to go to today's lesson right here, Chapter 12, Review Wednesday, and you need to click on that. And before you even watch this video, you need to make sure that you have your Go Math book and you're ready to answer these questions. You might want to go through and circle the page number, circle the questions. But what I recommend now is go ahead and pause the video until you're finished. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first part that we're going to do today is page 711, numbers 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to go ahead and flip to that page, and I'm going to circle page numbers 8, 9, and 10. The directions say, is this shape a polygon? Write yes or no. We're not just going to write yes or no, we're going to actually also describe why it is or isn't, okay? So let's look at number 8. Is this shape a polygon? Yes or no? Well, what's a polygon? Well, we talked about a polygon. A polygon is a closed shape made up of line segments. Is this closed? Yeah, but is it made up of line segments? No. So the reason why it isn't a polygon is what? It's not line segments, they're called what? Curved paths. So we're going to say no because it has curved paths. That's the reason why it's not a polygon. Number 9. Is this shape a polygon? Is it closed? Nope. There's a little space here. Okay. Is it made up of line segments? Yeah. But the fact that it's not closed automatically disqualifies it as a polygon. So we're going to say no because why? It's open and not closed. And lastly, number 10, is this a polygon? Go ahead and write your answer in. I'm going to answer in about 15 seconds. I want you to write yes or no and then why it is. Okay, so is this shape a polygon? Is it a closed shape? Yes. And is it made up of line segments? Yeah. So we're going to say, yes, this is a polygon. Because it is closed and there are line segments. Okay, this is a polygon. So for for Friday's test, you guys are going to need to know what is a polygon because it's going to be in a lot of your questions, okay? All right, next one, we're going to go ahead and flip the page to page 712. That's the page right behind it. I'm going to go ahead and flip the page. And we're going to go ahead and do number 8 on the bottom here, this Think Smarter question. It says, for numbers 18a through 18d, select true or false for each description of this shape. All right, so we're going to have to go back and kind of remember what all of these mean and select true or false, okay? And there will be a question just like this on Friday's test. So if you guys are still having trouble with this, go back and practice it over and over until you guys are more familiar with these words, okay? All right, let's take a look at this picture. 18a, is this a polygon, true or false? Well, we just talked about polygons as being a closed shape, which is made up of line segments. This is closed and made up of line segments. So yes, this is a polygon, true. Next, is this an open shape? No. If it was an open shape, then it wouldn't be a polygon. And we can also see here that it's not open, it's closed. So we're going to go ahead and mark this as false. Next, hexagon. The hexagon is a what? It's a polygon that has 6 sides and 6 angles. Remember that? Hex means 6. So I'm going to go ahead and count the line segments that we have for this polygon. All right, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does this polygon have 6 sides? Yeah. So it should also have 6 angles, which means that yes, it is a hexagon. I'm going to put the number 6 here so we know that we counted. And lastly, is this a pentagon, true or false? Well, we know that a pentagon has 5 sides and 5 angles, and we just counted this as having 6. So this is definitely not a pentagon. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the last section, page 719. Go ahead and flip there. 719, and we are doing numbers 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6 say, look at the dashed sides of the polygons. We're looking at the dotted lines here. Tell if they appear to be intersecting, perpendicular, or parallel. Write all the words that describe the sides. Now, if you forgot what those words meant or what those lines, those pairs of lines look like, could we go back and refer to the lesson 12.4? Yeah. We're going to go back to 12.4, to that beginning page, and it even shows you what exactly they look like. Intersecting lines that cross or meet. A perpendicular line are intersecting lines that cross or meet to form a right angle. Remember, that's the difference between these two. This doesn't form a right angle and crosses. This crosses and forms a right angle. And lastly, we have parallel lines. They do not form any angles, and they never cross or meet. So they just keep going and going and going and going and never touch. Remember that trick I showed you, parallel, the LL in parallel? That actually gives you an example of what parallel looks like. Okay? So if you need help, go back and refer to this. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to the questions that we were on. So we're going to take a look at these dotted lines, and we're going to make a decision whether it's intersecting, perpendicular, or parallel. Go ahead and pause your video and do 4, 5, and 6, and then unpause it when you're ready to check your answers, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of wait time and then answer it in probably about 20 seconds. All right, hopefully you guys did this part on your own and you're checking your answers, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So, number 4, we're looking at this line here and this line segment here. If they were to keep going, just extending these lines here, if they were to keep going, do they cross? Yeah, they cross. Do they cross and make right angles? Well, no. This is obtuse, no. So they don't make right angles, but they do cross. What can we call that? We call that a intersecting line. So we're going to go ahead and write that in. Intersecting. Next, number 5. These two lines, if they were to keep going, extend out straight this way. Down. Do they cross? Yes. Do they form right angles? Yes, they do. Actually, has 4 right angles here. So we can call this a perpendicular line. Okay. Remember, you can call this an intersecting line too, but the most specific way you can call this is a perpendicular, and that's what I want you guys to practice answering it as, a perpendicular line. Okay? Lastly, this shape here, we have this dotted line and this dotted line. These lines, if they were to keep going, they would never, ever, ever cross. So we're going to call this a parallel line. All right, and that's pretty much it for today's review. Tomorrow we'll review a little bit more. But for today, just go ahead and look through all of the questions that we did and practice those, because a lot of these questions are going to be similar to your test on Friday. Alrighty, I will see you later. Bye.